Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and for Mortal Kombat 11, there's been some talk lately about the third competitive variations. So if you're not aware, Ed Boon himself has said, hey, quick reminder, we're still planning on releasing third tournament variations for all the MK11 fighters in a future patch. So when this is going to happen, we don't know, right? But I thought it'd be fun to speculate on just what a third variation could look like, and I've chosen Skarlet for this thought experiment. So right now we are in the variation menu here for the presets here, and we have the two tournament variations here, the competitive variations, Heart Pierce and Blood Drive. So Heart Pierce has Dagger Dance, Blood Port, Blood Ritual. Blood Drive has Blood Flow and Cell Siphon. So for the purpose of this experiment, we're going to make sure for this third variation it has no shared moves with what we already have. And with that in mind, the three moves we're going to go with here are Boiling Point, Red Mist, and Red Rain. And let's see how these three moves can work together as a variation. So I will explain every move now and just, what it has to offer and just the synergies with each move and what it brings to Skarlet. But I will say these three moves together I think is the perfect idea of what a third variation should offer, because, with being a little bit of a spoiler here, as we'll get into it, I think these three moves together change Skarlet's game plan. They can turn her from basically a keep away / zoner character to an aggressive rushdown / pressure character. So let's see how we get there. So the first special move we have here of our hypothetical third competitive variation is Red Mist, this guy right here. So let's just down back circle. And just so you know, because this is a big deal, it does replace the Blood Tentacle, the Blood Tongue, whatever you want to call it, which is one of Skarlet's most key moves. So a lot of people would be scared to get rid of it, but let me tell you, it's worth it. So first and foremost here, this is what it looks like, right? And if you go beside the enemy, hey, it does damage over time. So very similar to Reptile in Mortal Kombat X, if you remember that. Just standing near the enemy, it does damage. Now, obviously, it doesn't do too much damage, you can see here. It's a 0.5% each single time here, so while it's not nothing, it's not amazing either. But the move itself, hey, it hits. So the move itself will hit, and then also do the damage over time, and that's not all. So once again, this move does replace the Blood Tentacle, a very critical and key move for Skarlet, right? So let's try to use it in that situation where a Blood Tentacle would be used. So let's use 1, 2, 4. This is a very common string for Skarlet, to be sure, and at most of the time you're going to end it with, the Blood Tentacle, but we can't. So let's see if we can end it with the Red Mist. Oh, hey, what happened there? So obviously, we activated it here, it hit the enemy, we're in the aura here, it doesn't last forever, but we're in the aura, and instead of knocking the enemy down, it restanded them. And not only did it give a restand here, if you have a look at the frame data, you can see it says it's plus 17 on hit. So we recover 17 frames before the enemy, meaning we can do a lot of fun stuff. So we have the enemy set to duck right now, and we're going to do it. So we're going to do our 1, 2, 4 into the Red Mist, and we're going to show you how strong that hit advantage is, because we're going to do a jail. So once again, a jail is something the enemy has to block. There's no way out. So stand 1 obviously is a high, but if we make them stand up here after a hit, they have to accept stand 1. They just have to block it, right? That's basically what a jail is. So let's see the jail we can get off this new combo. So we can jail into stand 4, 4. And once again, 4, 4 being a high here. Now you might say, well, hey, what's the big difference? What's the big deal here? Like, who cares you can jail into stand 4, 4? Well, the reason that matters is stand 4, 4 is plus 6 on block. So we now basically force them into a situation where we hit the little combo. That's great. And now they're in a situation where if they don't hold block right away, if they do anything other than hold block, they're going to get smacked by this, right? And we'll go more than that later in the video too. And if they do block it anyways, it's still our turn. We're still plus 6. It's still our turn. So we want to do 4, 2 or something right after that. They're just going to have to groove on it. Basically, there's not really anything they can do. So we hit them with a combo. It's our turn. We dash in, attack them. It's still our turn. They blocked it. It's still our turn. And that's something you can't get with this simple Blood Tentacle, right? And of course, as we rush in too, obviously we have the damage over time building up and all that kind of fun stuff. So now, just as an example, just to show you how strong this can be here, let's just show you, kind of a standard corner combo. And hey, we got all of our damage. We got just shy of 30%. We restanded you. So there's no wake up options. There's no rolls. There's no wake up 2, up 3, none of that stuff. you took our damage over time, like you're taking that now too on top of that, so that's more damage, and we're plus 17 in your face, meaning you can't do anything other than like what's going to happen next to you. You just have to hold block and hope you can ride out the storm. Be it, more plus on block pressure, be it, we're trying to throw you, and, while we're trying to throw you, you're taking extra damage from the damage over time kind of thing, and, like, all that kind of fun stuff. Like, it's incredibly powerful. Yes, it does knock out one of our more powerful moves in the Blood Tongue, yes, but just, I want to show you just how strong the Red Mist is, and that's just one of the moves we have in this potential third variation, and this one's already an amazing move that kind of changes the way she wants to play. So the next move on our list here is Boiling Point, just back forward 4. And it's an aimable move, so you can aim it close, you can aim it very far, and all points in between, right? And it takes up the spot that Cell Siphon would take up, just so you know. And if it hits, hey, we hit him, kind of force levitate him there, like we're Blood Magneto or something like that, and we let him fall to the ground. And plus 26 frames of advantage, just so you know. And if we want to enhance it, same deal here, a little further knockdown, plus 66 frames of advantage. And also, pay attention to this damage. The enhanced version, that's almost 20% off a single move that can hit from full screen. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's not nothing. So in this variation, once again, since we have Red Mist, we lose Blood Tongue. We still have some good range. Like, obviously, she still has like the whole suite of like a million projectile attacks anyway still. But this is still a very strong option. You catch someone sleeping here, 20% from full screen is not nothing. And also, the fact that the enhanced version does so much damage, it gives us a lot of fun stuff to work with. So like before, if we did like, I don't know, like 4-4-3, right? If you hit confirm that, generally you're just going to go for Tentacle Cash Out and you get like a little bit of damage, right? But if we do this now with our new move and we enhance it, yo, that's almost 30%, right? And same deal here, 4-4, right? Same deal, we just do Blood Tongue. But since we have a new, more damaging move, and all of a sudden our simple 4-4 turns into almost 30% as well. And keep in mind, as we went over here, thanks to this move and the restance it gives us, forward 4 is going to get a lot more use, and we want to use it a lot more because we can jail into it. And if it hits, then hey, now we have this new, very damaging option for almost 30% off a simple hit. And if it's not hit, if it doesn't hit and it gets blocked, oh well, we're still super advantaged. It's still our turn, leading to more pressure and more aggression. The final move we have chosen here is Red Rain, down 2, and hey, it's raining. And while you're in this rain, all your moves do more damage. So say her basic projectile here, 70 damage, so 7%, right? And if we're in the Red Rain, hey, all of a sudden it's 87 damage, so almost 9% instead, right? So it's just a damage buff across the board. So if you're not in it, you're not getting a damage buff. You need to be in it, right? And this is really good in a lot of knockdown situations. So say we use the Boiling Point, right? So say we did that exact forward 4 move here into our Boiling Point. And as we can see here, once again, we have the plus 66 frames of advantage. So we have tons of time to do that move, knock them back, set up Red Rain, and hey, now we can just start throwing fireballs and just going from there, right? And each fireball will do more damage. Each projectile will be more damaging than it was before. And all of a sudden, the enemy is incentivized to get in. Now, that's not all, my friends. That's not all at the least. So, just to impress on you just how much frame advantage and how much the frame advantage matters on the enhanced Boiling Point, what we're going to do is this. So, say, in our theoretical situation, we just got the 4-4 into Boiling Point, and we're going to enhance it, right? And the enemy is set to wake up 2, just so you know. They're going to do that, right? Let's see what the frame advantage gives us. So we managed to stuff the wake up attack even while buffing ourselves. So the amount of frame advantage we had, we can knock them down, set up the buff, and still have time to stuff the wake up attack with our down 3. And down 3, because Skarlet just got buffed, now has 14 frames of advantage, which means it jails into stand too, so let's just ride this out to its logical conclusion. So we got a lot more damage than usual, than we normally would get here. That's 35. That's very high for Skarlet in the corner. We get our restand. We get our pressure. The DOT is applied. They can't do anything. They still got to block. And, like, it turns her into a corner monster when you apply all these things together here. Skarlet becomes basically a completely different character in this variation. So basically that's the end of our little thought experiment for a third potential competitive variation for Skarlet. If you watched the whole video, I'm sure you'll agree, hey, these moves all got a lot of synergy with each other, and they really want to change the way that she plays up, which is once again the point of variations, right? She turns now from, you know, the happy old zony Skarlet she was, and of course, you know, she still has all sorts of projectiles too, but not the main one, the Blood Tongue, because it gets replaced by a Red Mist, but she turns from what she was into a character that wants to move forward instead of moving backwards, and pressure, restand, plus frames, jail, all that kind of stuff. Basically the antithesis of what she normally wants to play with, and I think in that, it would be a triumph of the variation, because you have a radically different playstyle for the character. So with that said too, I had a lot of fun, you know, putting this together, and I honestly hope this is the third variation for Skarlet, because this is a character I actually would want to play with all this fun pressure, and you know, she still has all of her really big normals that are really fun, all that kind of fun stuff. So I think this would be very cool if this was the case. So yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this where I break down a potential third variation for a character out of the moves that aren't being used yet and just all the fun stuff they can do, let me know in the comments below. But that is it for me for now. So when the third variations come, I have no idea. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But that's it for me, and that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Mortal Kombat.